Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well this week. I've got a quick video for you today, and this one's related to anxiety topics again, but I hope that it will give some useful information if you struggle with similar things. Kind of in my anxiety experience, I've had a lot of different things happen, and one of the things that I've struggled with is skin picking. So in my case, what this ended up being is I would pick the skin on my hands a lot. I whenever my hands were dry or something, and I was stressed, I would pick at my hands, and it usually went on when I was more anxious about things, and I'd pick my hands to the point where I'd get blisters and hurt myself, and it was just something I did all the time. Like I would do this a lot, and it was a really annoying thing. For one thing, I mean, I guess I didn't really care too much if other people saw it. I mean, people did notice that I did that, and my family had noticed that before, and but anyhow, I guess where I'm going is, I did this to a point where I would, get blisters, and, my hands would be hurt from it. And kind of related to that, there's other behaviors that I've done before, like, ripping fingernails off, um, and things like that. And the reason or idea behind those things, I think, is that it is just sort of a distractor, something I can do to zone out and space out and take a break from whatever's going on, or that I might be thinking about. And I've done this for a really long time, and I still struggle with it sometimes. Like I'll catch myself doing this, and it's been a hard thing to stop. It's very difficult and frustrating. But throughout kind of my experience working with my anxiety and working on improving my health, I found some really good strategies, and these strategies have been shared, through uh, kind of a couple different areas, and the key point, I guess, to share about this, if you struggle with skin picking or some repetitive behavior that, is causing damage, or, if there's things that you're doing that are hurting yourself in some way, a good thing to do to stop that cycle and stop that activity is to simply take out a piece of paper and just document how many times it happens. So, from the time you get to work, have a piece of paper ready and just write down, how many times does this activity, whether it's skin picking or something else, how many times does this happen? And what I understand about this activity of doing the writing down of these different instances where the behavior occurs is you're increasing your awareness of the actual behavior. And because you're increasing the awareness of it, you can put more mental energy towards doing other activities in place of those things. And one of the things I've learned through discussions with my different support networks is that it's really important to, when you have a kind of urge to, you know, pick at skin or do that kind of a thing, to have like a stress ball or something that you can hold on to and just, you know, squeeze the stress ball instead of, picking at your hand or picking off a fingernail or something. Um, the fingernail one can be a painful situation. I mean, I've had a lot of times where I've ripped off way too much of the fingernail and it just really hurts. And but with these behaviors, it's sort of part of the anxiety situation for me, and that can be tough. And um, so I want to kind of reiterate that it's very important as you're trying to stop one of these behaviors to write them down, as well as have some kind of activity ready so that when you're feeling this way or feeling stressed or you want to zone out, you can have some other activity to do instead. And what that terminology is called is habit reversal training. And I don't have all the technical knowledge to explain why this works or why it has helped. But I really just think it comes down to the writing down part of it brings awareness and brings this effort to do something and continues the process. Whereas not writing it down, you don't maybe know all the time how much you're doing something. And then what I think helps about writing it and then having these, habit reversal training kinds of methods around is it's not just one method being thrown at the problem. It's using a multitude of methods to attack an issue or a problem. And certainly in my case, I haven't had a lot of other activities where I've like picked a lot at my face, or I have had some times where I've like picked at my ears before and some things like that, which is kind of strange. But I think kind of in the anxiety world where these types of behaviors live, it can move, the behaviors can move to different parts of your body and things like that. And yeah, I mean, definitely it affects people differently. And just the key to doing a lot and making a difference in your efforts to stop doing some kind of behavior like that is definitely writing it down. And you may have moments where you slip up and you have to refocus, but if you can write those down the next time you refocus, you will be pretty successful. And it's likely that the activity of writing it down, you'll get tired of doing that, and then that will sort of reinforce the kind of behavior as far as like, okay, I am committed to doing this, and it will just help you. And one of the things about this that I would say is that if you're struggling with this kind of thing, it's hard. I mean, no one is perfect. Sometimes there will be moments where you aren't able to not do it. And it just takes being willing to rededicate yourself to the activity, not to do it. And writing it down is kind of just the foundational aspect that I think sets you up for success. And so definitely similar to other videos, there's more to talk about on this topic, but I just want it to be somewhat succinct and not go too into depth as far as what's going on and why these things work. I think it just doesn't have to be that complicated. I think it just is, at least in my case, I identified that I was, causing harm by doing this, and I got tired of that. And I think that's what is a really motivating factor when you're writing things down. You're constantly engaging your brain in all these parts, of your thoughts and feelings about around the behavior. And if you've done something for many years, that it will be a strong reaction, and it can be hard to not do these things. But I guess I would just say keep working on things a step at a time, and you'll get there, and it'll be better. And folks out there, people are really strong. People are really resilient, and just keep doing as best you can every day, and you'll get where you want to go. So with that, I would end the video there, and I'll talk with you in the next one. Bye.